Hi guys, get comfy and sit down with us as we jump into August.
Woo! Can we believe it is August?
It's August.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, and this might cancel me, but I'm actually so excited for autumn.
Me too.
I'm ready for the leaves to fall.
I'm ready for the autumnal leaves, the oranges, the browns.
Although, having said that, because we've had such a nice summer, I think it's going to be a really cold winter.
But we said this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We did. But I just want to wear a hoodie again.
Me too.
I miss a hoodie.
God.
Like,
Let us know, are you a summer baby or are you an autumn baby? Because we very much
I'm definitely not winter unless it's snowing.
I'm definitely a winter fashion.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, I love me a big, like a
I'm
fur
like
coat.
a bedtime fashion. Like, I love a pyjama.
Bedtime fashion. Do you? Yeah. See, I'm a t-shirt to bed kind of girl. I don't really. I don't really pay attention to like what I wear to bed. Like, I'm a big t-shirt.
Oh, I love an hoodie. Need to wash it actually.
Hoodie to bed?
Hoodie? No, while I'm chilling in bed and then I'll take it off and then.
Because I know someone who sleeps in their robe.
Really?
Like a full-on fur robe.
The thing is, if that was me, I'd have like marks when I wake up. Or I'd just be too hot.
Yeah, this gal is not messing up. She's crazy. I have bullied her multiple times because of that, by the way. Nice bullying, not like
love that for her.
But yeah, anyway, digressing.
In this episode, we're going to talk about high school because I think kids go back to school in like 4 weeks.
Yes.
And it'll come around very fast, but also the general population will most likely be going back to work after a holiday. And I feel like September is always like a reset month.
Yes.
Naturally, and like, oh God.
You're right.
For this one in particular, we're going to talk about our firsts in terms of high school.
And if you were here for our dating series, not that kind of first.
Not that kind of first.
As much as people love to ask me that question,
not that kind
this
of
is no the time or the place.
Or the month.
Jinx.
Yeah. I think to start off, let's talk about the first day of school.
Oh my gosh.
Like, my brain actually can't think that far back.
For reference, I'm 27. So the first day of school for me was like, I was about to calculate it, but it's way too long ago. Depends, right? Are we talking first day? Are we going to talk about first day of high school?
Well, I don't remember squat of primary school.
Really?
I remember like nostalgic things when I get like photos come through Instagram, but otherwise I don't.
So if you didn't know, I was raised till I was 9 back in Iran. That's where I was born. That's where I'm from and all that jazz. So I have a very vivid memory of my first day at school then, which was, I was 7. So I didn't go to nursery or anything like that. Just straight up went to year 1 at 7.
7?
That's what our year 1 is at 7, yeah. 7 years old. 7, 8? Yeah, 7.
Because our year 1's like 4. Which is why I can't remember it, because I remember bits. I remember crying a lot.
Our year 1 is at 7.
I was the kid that cried a lot.
Oh, we always had that anxious child.
I was annoying.
Yeah,
I cried too much.
Oh.
Still do.
I know. I was going to say, I get that. But no, so I remember, so back then I used to watch a film and this girl was making a friend, and the way she made a friend, it was like offering her apple to this other girl. So I took that and put that into practice at break time with this girl. I know. What's even cuter is that we're still friends. To this day, we're still friends. And wait, so I was 7, I'm now 27. So we've been friends for 20 years.
That's cute.
Yeah. And all because of that apple.
Aww.
Which she actually declined. She was like, no thanks, I've got oranges. Now looking back, she was a bit of a bitch. So probably not a good friend. No, I'm joking. But no, yeah. So yeah, that's how I made my first friend.
That's cute.
And I guess my first impression of school. But after you say yours, I'm going to go back to my first day of actual high school.
Yeah, I remember my first day of high school. Got on the bus and I was like, where the hell do I sit? And so I sat next to a guy from my primary school. I literally was like a lost lamb, like somebody's taking me, I don't know where to sit. Sat down, got into class, and honestly I felt like the first day was a blur. I just wanted to get it done.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I finally learned like what my favourite class was, and I feel like I started to remember high school more from year 8 when the days didn't feel the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when things started to happen. So
Yeah.
like when I first wore my wig to school and all that, which we'll get into very soon. But that was like the first day of high school. Honestly, I feel like I was just on like survival mode to get through it. And I feel like every kid kind of is.
Yeah.
Just like
sure.
go to your first class, find your friends. Go to your next few classes, find your friends. Eat your lunch. Like that's literally. I just wanted to get home. To make I just wanted to survive my first day of high school.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You were on edge since day
all
one.
the time.
Jesus.
Honestly, I was like a very anxious kid from 10 up until about like 16.
Really?
17,
See,
yeah.
I didn't actually experience anxiety. I think until I was about like 14, 15.
Yeah. Like I never had an anxiety attack, but I was always on edge.
See, maybe I did. Maybe I was on edge, but I just didn't know what it was. Like I used to think the butterflies that you feel are like normal.
Yeah, that was butterflies were my best friend. They would never left me.
Yeah, no, me neither. So with me, I had a different experience in the sense that I was very bubble wrapped in high school because obviously I was the only kid in a wheelchair in a able-bodied school, not a specialist school. And I remember the first kind of week was basically me like signing forms, doing this, doing that. What's the thing? Risk assessments were like coming out of my ears.
Whole lot.
Risk assessment were coming out of my ears. And I even had a key worker with me because of like because of like going between classes and like not getting trampled on and all that jazz, which was great. Loved her. And yeah, so that was a bit different for me in that sense. I knew a few people who came from my primary school, but I wasn't really precious about that. I was excited to make new friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually was like the opposite of nervous, I think. And I think the whole of year 7, I was just loving life.
Wow, can't relate.
And then when it got serious, I was like, hang on a minute, I could do without this. From year 9, I was like, not sure about this anymore.
Yeah. I feel like the first friends I made definitely came from the tutorial. Because we had like a tutorial class every single morning. And then you went off into your sets.
Yeah.
So we had like 1 to 8 sets. And then you had like subsets that were like a mixture of the top 4 and the top 4 and the bottom 4 mixed into another 4 classes.
Maybe we had that, but I don't know.
It was like very random. I think it was just to get to meet more people.
Fair.
But that just annoyed me more because it was just more faces that it's like, I don't know who.
I'm like, don't want to, I just want to go home.
But like I did click with people quite quickly because of who you just sit next to.
Yeah.
And it was always the people that had like similar last names. Yeah. That's just kind of how you made friends on like your table.
Yeah.
Thing at the time.
I think the difference from me from then to now is that I was very much a follower.
Me too.
So,
I was a sheep.
So the friends, I mean, if any of them are watching this, they're going to be like, excuse me. But the friends I made in high school, if I was the person I am now, we wouldn't be friends.
Yeah.
We would definitely not be friends. Because I was very much, should we do this? Oh yeah, let's go. Whereas now I'm like, actually, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Nothing like bad, like nothing illegal. I never did anything legal. But like, I was very much a follower with like just like day-to-day things.
But I feel like that happens naturally with growth. Like you have like your first moment when you say no to something and you feel so much guilt and you're like, yeah, but why do I feel good and bad at the same time? So I feel like everyone has that moment.
But I feel like I witnessed a lot of people in high school stand on business.
Yeah.
I used to think, oh my God, I would love to do that. But I just physically did not stand, but literally did not stand on business either in school. But no, I just think, and I think, again, like you say, it is probably like a universal experience, not being like that. But I just think I wish I was.
Yeah.
But again, at the same time, I wouldn't change any of my experience. Well, for the most part.
I would.
Would you? Right.
Because
let's delve into that.
We'll get into more of that as well, especially more next week. But when was the first time you felt different in your school?
This is interesting because as we've spoken, when I grew up, life was rainbows and roses. Yeah. And when I went to the real world, I was like, where are the rainbows? Where are the roses?
Yeah. Like, where's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? What's going on?
Yeah. But I think it kind of started sinking in high school.
Yeah.
The moment of, oh, sugar. This is not rainbows and roses. Because I remember the first day of school, my teacher being like, look after her. Still very much rainbows and roses. Everyone loved me. And I didn't really, I didn't get bullied in primary school at all. And when it came to high school, people's opinions start forming, bullies start forming. And for me, when I felt different, wasn't actually with the people. It was more the actual adults in the school.
Wow.
So, as I said, like I signed many risk assessments, this and that, and my school was massive. There's a field. It's like your average high school. And I remember the first meeting I had with them, with my parents, was that they showed me into this, like, literally the size of a box room.
Yeah.
And they were like, this right here is where you can chill at breaks and lunch times, and you can have one friend with you, and that is going to be you for the next 5 years. And I said, listen, darling, I
love to see 12-year-old Zara going, listen, darling.
So I actually didn't say that at the time.
Yeah.
What I said was, I went home, slept on it. The next day I was like, listen, darling. I said, I cannot be doing with this for the next 5 years. I literally was like, this is not it. But obviously I said it in how a 12-year-old would say it.
Yeah.
And that was that. And then they were like, maybe you're right, actually. Maybe you're right. So they were like, you do you, and if anything happens, we're not responsible. That's literally what they said to me. Like, if...
Love.
Yeah. So they were like, if you want us to be responsible, we're telling you to stay bubble wrapped. But if you want to get rid of the bubble wraps, you're on your own, babes. In other words, yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, I'm hardcore. Let's go. Let's bring the footballs at my head. I couldn't care less. Which, funny story, actually happened.
Really?
I had a football to my head.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
A dodgeball.
Oh, dodgeball, but like actual, like I was sat in a field. Why I was sat in a field when the football's playing, do not know. But a ball literally smacks me in the head, which was great because I got attention from it. But aside from that, not great. But speaking of dodgeball, actually, diverting, my wheelchair did not count at dodgeball. Wait, no.
Huh?
Wait.
Not?
Is
Dodgeball
it?
when they throw it at you, yeah.
Which wasn't
Gotta hit
bench
your
ball
body.
then?
What?
Bench ball.
I don't know what the difference is. Dodgeball and bench ball. What's bench ball?
You know bench ball, where you get to catch it and go on the bench.
You go on a bench.
Oh my god, have you never played bench ball?
We played dodgeball. The top half of our year group got banned from playing it because we were too competitive.
That is so funny.
Like, we'd have fights.
Wait, what is the difference between dodgeball and bench ball? I'm going to have to Google this later. Anyway, so dodgeball, my wheelchair didn't count. So, if you're a wheelchair user in school right now, advocate for that. Your wheelchair does not count in dodgeball. I'm being deadly serious right now.
Wow.
Because I remember saying this to my PE teacher and she was like, you got absolutely right. Your wheelchair does not count. And I remember, you know how you did like sports day as a whole, like as a whole year? Obviously my class knew my wheelchair doesn't count. And the opposing class knew my wheelchair doesn't count. But the whole year didn't. So when it came to like big sports days, I was like, my wheelchair doesn't count. And I remember everyone getting pissed. Because like I'm basically such an easy target. But if my wheelchair doesn't count, then I'm not an easy target because I literally just did this. Honestly, I wish I had footage of me playing dodgeball in school. I actually also made it to like one of the last people still standing.
I did, only because I avoided and stood at the back.
I feel like you'd be like a fast runner, you know?
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, get me out of this.
So how did you stay on?
I just hid behind other people. Like,
No,
I was like, I'm not touching the ball.
I've seen those people. That's a cop-out. That is a cop-out.
I was the dancer. I did not want to touch a ball.
Go home then. Go on the bench.
I tried. To be fair, I literally did, and the teacher went, you weren't hit. So it's like, I was like, babe, throw me a lifeline, please. So yeah.
Do you reckon that was because you were bald?
I wasn't bald
at
this point.
Fine.
So the first time I actually felt different, well, I was ginger.
Okay.
Let's start with that. So
does that matter?
because I was teased for being ginger.
Oh,
And then
can we just discuss that? Because I don't get that.
And to be fair, my younger sister had it a lot worse. Like the comments she had, completely vile. Like to the point where I'm like, how does an 11-year-old know those words to say? Like certain things that she was told were a lot worse than I got.
Oh my God.
But I got like, oh, what's your favourite biscuit? A ginger biscuit. Congratulations, really original. So I had that. But because I was different, even from primary school, I got picked on. I had glasses, yeah. So I was picked on already from primary school. So high school, I was like, it's got to be different.
Yeah.
Like, please. So I literally barely wore my glasses. And then I felt like I had a better friendship group anyway because I had more friends around me because it's like a bigger school. But the first time I actually felt different was in like a learning to learn lesson. So it was basically like a class that was just a class that had to be there because there was nothing else to do on your timetable. So they just like put this in and you basically learn about like team building exercises, how to be a leader.
Is that like CPSHE?
I don't know what the heck that you just said.
Wait.
That's some letters of the alphabet. What?
Wait, did no one else have CPSHE?
Oh, what does it mean?
It was like where you learn about sex ed and stuff.
We had that in tutorial. So we had that, yeah, but we didn't have a
we had a dedicated lesson. Did you ever have like people coming in, like actors coming in, like acting out stuff?
No.
Being like, oh my God, like acting out, like peer pressure and stuff?
No.
Oh my God, did you know that was
I'm
sorry, but like taking the mick out of them was the best part of school.
No, we didn't have that. We had dildos brought in and we had to put a condom on a dildo.
Love that
in
for
year
you.
9.
Love that for you.
That's all that that's all that was talked about.
That's all my high school experience.
And it was so funny because like all the boys were like, oh, I was trying to get all these condoms and they were all out of date.
Really?
They couldn't use normal condoms, would they? Because they're just like.
But I remember they passed around some though. Did you not at school? Your school?
No. We were like a Church of England school, babe.
You know what? So were we. No, we were a Catholic school.
Oh.
But you know what's funny? They passed all that around, and I think our year had the most teenage pregnancies. Funny enough.
To be fair, my year was the only year that I think we had a few scares, but we didn't.
We had scares every other day. Not me personally, but
we stopped the streak our year. There was a pregnancy every year before
We started it. I mean, not me personally, but we started. Oh gosh, the stories I have, not for the pod.
No. Anyway. Back to me.
Okay. Back to my podcast.
Well, the learning to learn lesson when I first felt different was because I used to wear a headband when my hair loss got too visible.
Yeah.
And a boy actually said, "Oh, you've got a bald patch on your head," and asked me if I was okay.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Taking the mick out of it.
And then no, he didn't actually. But me and him were in the same classes the whole day.
Okay.
So apart from like artsy classes, we weren't. But we were in the same class the whole day. And I was like, oh, thank you, hid it. Didn't think anything of it. But that was the first time I felt different. The next time I felt different was during an assembly where I walked in late due to the bus. Everything happened just in the wrong order, basically. It was like the first day when we went to school. It was like the first time we were ever late for assembly, the first time the bus broke down, all happened on one day. And then I walk in with a different hairstyle and everyone just kind of goes, and stares me down.
Yeah.
And so I go to my tutor that day and she's like, how's it, because she knew at this point. She was like, how's it feel? And I was like, it feels like shit.
Oh.
Like, it was really itchy. But I'll talk more about my first day wearing my wig in a little bit because we've got a few more points to get to first.
I think when you said about like people staring at, like stopping and staring, I've definitely dealt with that because especially for me, I used to get out of the lesson 10 minutes before the class finished and get into a class. No, sorry, 10 minutes before and then get into a class. Somehow 10 minutes late, even though I left 10 minutes early.
Wow.
Don't ask. And so going out of a class early, everyone's like, oh my God, why is she packing? So immediately, all attention's on me anyway. And then coming in later, because, for example, my school, somehow when I started, lost every funding they ever had. So the school near us basically got the lifts, got all the things that I wanted.
Yeah.
And so I had to walk up the stairs. Luckily, I can actually walk aided. So that was okay. And they didn't actually think to bring my classes downstairs, which I thought, come on now.
They did that with our year.
No, they didn't do that with me.
There was a girl in a wheelchair and all her classes
Really?
were downstairs. And I think she got detention
Right.
at one point, and that's why, because detention used to be in a classroom upstairs, but she got detention, they moved it downstairs, and then that was like the permanent detention
That's
room
so
now.
funny.
Yeah.
Badass. Moving a detention class is a badass move.
Right.
Oh, anyway, so yes, where was I going with that? Yeah, so when I walked in to a class, everyone was like, oh my gosh, who's this? And I think that was kind of the attention. I'm like, oh, sugar, I am. It's like affecting my school.
Yeah.
Which was weird. But I think overall, as like the years went on, so like this was mainly year 7, I was getting used to all this, and then it kind of carried on to year 5, like this whole routine, and I was used to it. And I think by the time year 9 hit, I was like, I had my group of girls. We were all like hunky-dory. It was great, and I was finding my feet. And I think that's when like my confidence started growing. Oh. And I remember it was like around spring, summertime. Well, it's more spring, like near the end of school, and it was hot. It was a hot day.
Yeah.
And back in the day, I used to wear braces every day because obviously going up and down classes and all that, I always needed to have my braces on. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to wear a skirt with my brace. And if you knew me back then, you know how much of a huge deal that was for me, because I was just like, I only get attention and not the kind I want. So I don't want to draw more attention to my legs or to my appearance. And back in the day, my braces were like bright with bells on, basically. Because I at the end of the day, I was a 13, 14-year-old. I was a child. So I had literally these like pink leg braces, like, bright purple leg braces, and obviously black shoes because of school. And I went in and I had obviously like knee-high socks under, and like I was so self-conscious. I think I looked at myself more, like looked at my knees more than anyone else did.
You would.
Like I think, and then when I did it, I was like, that's it. Like it was like a Band-Aid ripped off, and I kind of got in the rhythm of keep on doing it.
Yeah.
But that first day, I think the thought of it was definitely more scary than what it actually was. I mean, maybe people looked at me and was like, but no one said anything to me.
Yeah.
And now looking back, I'm what? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Crazy. Well, my first day of wearing my wig to school was like the worst day of my life.
Oh, no.
I would stand by that. Like, still the worst day of my life.
We had opposite experiences.
Yeah.
Really.
But compared to my first day going bald, like polar opposites. Polar opposites. And I think it was my mindset of where I was at. So, first day one week to school, already briefly spoke about it a few moments ago when I said, like, on this day, the bus, died on the first day. Like, the bus collapsed on the first day. What's it called? Broke down. That's the word. The bus broke down on the first day. I was late to assembly for the first time ever with the whole bus group. So we all ended up walking in late. We had to sit, at the front of assembly because we couldn't get round. Oh, my gosh. And then it was my first day wearing my wig to school. And this wig, I talk about it a lot more on my own Instagram. There's photos on there, but it just wasn't the best wig. It was an emergency buy. It was a wig I wanted when... I wanted a decent wig, and we just had to get an emergency wig because we had to get one quick.
Can I ask, what made you want to get a wig in the first place?
I didn't want to get a wig. My mum was like, we can't hide your hair anymore. Or I was getting so caught up on trying to hide my bald patches, but we couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
The hair loss was just like too vast. And like I had a thick black headband that managed to cover up a lot of the sides, and then I'd put my hair just like flowed at the back.
Yeah.
We tried everything. We tried like plaiting my hair so it was curlier and thicker.
Yeah.
We tried straightening it and like clipping up we tried everything.
Yeah.
And it was just to the point like my mum was like, you need to get a wig. And I was like, right, okay, we'll get a wig. Wore my first wig to school. Bus was late, assembly late. I then spoke to my tutor at the end of the lesson, and I was like, I'm feeling really self-conscious today. I said, if anything goes wrong, can I just come to your office? She was like, if anything goes wrong, pull me out of class. Like, it's fine.
That's so sweet.
And I was like, okay, cool. And so went to my first lesson, always fine. Everyone was like looking at my hair and was like asking me what colour I dyed it, and I was like urban orange. Like, I just made up a random word, like a random colour in my hair. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't.
So they were seeing it as it was your
dyed my hair.
Okay.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would have just assumed it was a wig anyway, but they were respectful enough not to say anything. And then time ticks on, get to break time, all is well, all is fine, no issues. Gets to lunchtime, and at this point it's like 12:30, 1 p.m. I'm feeling really confident, nothing's happened, I feel fine. My best friend Rebecca at the time as well, we had a code word called let's go on a wander. I think I've recently mentioned this before as well.
That's a really good phrase.
If I felt like my wig was sliding or felt uncomfortable, or if she saw my wig sliding, she would say let's go on a wander. Or I would say, let's go on a wander, and we just wander around the school, because you could do that in certain areas. And so she really had my back through this first day, like a lot. She checked on me a lot. Literally love her for that. And we then got to lunchtime. I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a hot meal, because I normally like took my own lunch into school. So I binned my sandwich. Sorry, Mum. And I went and got like a ham and cheese panini.
Oh, nice.
You had to eat your hot food inside, and then you could go out. So that's what we did. We ate inside, and we had like 10 minutes left of lunch left, and then we went outside. As soon as I stepped outside, a group of girls were like it was like the section where all the popular girls, popular group kind of hung.
I know the one. Yeah.
And Rebecca knew some people there. Went over, and some of the girls started talking to me, going, "Oh, I love your hair. Have you dyed it?" I was like, "Yeah, dyed it over the weekend." You know, cost an arm and a leg. Yeah. Literally. And then another friend comes over, starts paying a lot more attention to my hair. And she's like asking me like what I dyed it with, like how I dyed it. And I was like, girl, what the heck? And I remember...
Do you reckon they were being mean so you'd say it? Do you know, like a backhanded way of...
I don't know, but the one thing I asked my mum before I went to school that day was, what if someone asks me if I'm wearing a wig?
It's a wig, yeah.
And my mum's words specifically, to the point, was like, no one in their right mind will ask you that.
No, but I feel like the way you're describing that interaction is that they were waiting for you to say it.
Yeah.
Like,
but instead of me saying it, they said it. So she actually then asked me, oh, is it a wig? And
none of your bleeding business.
So then I said, no, why would you think that? Because why would I say on my first day wearing a wig, I'm wearing a wig?
You don't have to. You don't own them, that information, no.
I said, no, why would you think that? And she went, it's just... And she started looking at the top of my forehead.
Did you have a headband on?
No, I had. It was like, you could see like the netted front of it. So if you got too close, you could tell it's a wig. Yeah. You know, and to be fair, it was a bad wig. But it was an emergency. You just don't leave me the hell alone. Yeah. She then goes, oh, but let me just... She reaches her hand towards the top of my forehead. She gets like, I'd say like 2 inches away from my head, and I push her hand away and step back. She is then laughing with her friends. I cry off to the sound of my friend, and I literally black out for like the next 2 minutes. And the next minute I'm with my tutor in the PE block, and I'm like hyperventilating.
I'm sorry, why was she laughing?
Don't know.
That's disgusting.
That was my first day. And to be fair, I've only ever told this like on a platform once before. Yeah. Because it was like traumatised to the point that I literally couldn't talk about this.
That's crazy.
But that one instance like ruined my confidence with my wig for a very long time after that. And she probably doesn't even know. But
she will now.
I have her name imprinted in my mind.
That is mental. The touching and the laughing. Oh my God.
She didn't physically touch me.
Well, she tried.
She was going to. And so it makes me shake this story. Like, I hate it. But it's important to say because it should never happen. But then I went to my tutor and she was like, who was it? And I was like, her name just... I didn't know her name. I just knew her first name and that's it. So I just kept saying her first name. But there was another girl with the same name.
Oh, no.
And I was like, it's not this girl, though. It's not this girl. Because I was like, it's the other one. And then I ended up going back to my class late, and it was like a double science that I had. So I took a long walk back to the science block. As I'm in science, I'm sat next to my other friend. And Bunsen burners on, whatever, put my hair in like a little ponytail, and then 2 guys sat next to me. The wig would get really ratty at the back, like knotty underneath, and it must have like gaped a bit, I don't know. And they like pulled his neck in an awkward position.
He did?
Yeah, and made his neck look like really bulged, like his hair was all at the back, and he was like, do you think this looks good? And I was like, why are you asking me that? Like, I was pissed at this point. No, and I was like, sorry, why are you asking me that?
Who on earth did you go to school with?
Honestly.
Because that is crazy business.
And I was like, why are you asking me that? Turned away and just stayed with my friend. And I was like, catch my wig in this fight, in this Bunsen burner, please. Like, I want this off my head.
Yeah.
And then got on the bus, ran home and threw my wig across the kitchen when I got home. And I was like, I hate it. And for the rest of like my time with that wig, I hated it. If it wasn't hot, it was too itchy. If it wasn't too itchy, it was too hot. If it wasn't too hot, it was unclean. It was not it was always a problem with that wig then, from that day forward.
Did you wear it the next day?
Wore it the next day. Had to.
Yeah.
I had to wear it for like the next year to school.
Did you get any more?
I didn't get any more comments because I was like, I'm going to take... Already at 12 years old, I was like, I'm going to take control of the situation.
Good.
And so I guess this kind of comes to the first moment when I tried to embrace it.
Yeah.
I went in on the Tuesday and nothing was really said. But at this point, my best friend has spoken to the girl that nearly touched my head via like Facebook Messenger. That was the thing at the time.
Yeah.
And this girl was a bitch. Like, she was...
I'm not surprised.
Like, sorry for the swearing, but she was an absolute cow. And she was basically saying that I've done it to myself, that she has a right to ask questions, that it's my fault.
Back up a minute. Right to ask questions about your hair.
Like, it was rude. Like, the stuff she was saying was rude. And Rebecca, my best friend, she was like, you are horrible.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
even if you do think it's a wig, you don't say that. Like, what the heck? So she really took up for me. I then went to school on the Tuesday and I was talking to my head of year. And I was like, I want to tell everyone. Like, I want to get there before rumours start.
Yeah.
Because I knew it would.
Oh, yeah.
And I already had a feeling rumours had started, but I didn't hear the rumours till 4 years later and what the rumour actually was, and I'll get to that in a minute. So I then said to him, I have 2 classes. So my 2 classes with the people that I'm in are on Wednesday, the last 2 classes. And one was drama and one was maths.
Right.
And they were the 2 classes that had different people in.
Right.
And so I said, I want you to come into those classes and tell everyone. And he went, do you want to do it? I was like, no, I'll cry. I was like, I want you to do it. I said, just explain what alopecia is, say I don't want any trouble, but just say it. You don't have to talk about any instances, whatever. And at that point, he also gave me like a little pink card that got me out of class if I felt overwhelmed.
I
and I only used that once or twice, to be fair.
Yeah.
It just felt like I didn't feel like I deserved it.
You did.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get how that would make you feel, but I feel like you did.
Yeah.
Very much.
So I only used that once or twice. So it came round to Wednesday, came round to the 2 classes, and he sat everyone down in like a circle or whatever, and told everyone that I had alopecia, I was wearing a wig, it should not be spoken about. No. You can ask questions, but be respectful about it, otherwise just go on about your day as normal.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Was that girl in that?
No.
So she never got on this chat?
But yeah, I actually never spoke to that girl before that interaction and after that interaction. Like, our paths never crossed. So
that's crazy. It was just for that moment.
For that moment, yeah. But I found out 4 years later, the rumour that went round is that she actually pulled my wig off.
So she told people that she...
The rumour that went around, don't know who started it, but all I know is that a guy I was sat next to in English asked me very respectfully, he said, can I just clarify something? I was like, yeah, because we got really close. And he was like, did this actually happen? And I was like, did what actually happen? He went, did this girl, he said her name, actually pull your wig off? And I was like, no, that never happened. And he was like, I'm so sorry, but everyone thinks that it happened.
That's mad.
Yeah. I was like, it actually never happened.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like she spread that rumour.
Definitely. She liked attention. I'm being a bitch about her now, but she ruined
my
wig.
Started first.
She made the first move.
She deserves it.
So yeah, but I feel like if I didn't have the group of friends around me, my school experience would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that was a roller coaster.
We had therapy for a second.
I need a minute.
I need another brew. I need another coffee without any milk, like a strong one, please.
Let's wrap it up.
Right. We've briefly just touched on bullying and curiosity and the difference between the two. And we're going to talk about this a lot more in the next episode because there's more, guys. Yeah. We have more juice to spill.
It's been 5 years worth of trauma in high school.
We have more tea to sip.
There's more to unpack.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll get into that next week.
Are you ready? See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.